as the one who largely conceptualized and shepherded the MOCA agency into being, I am happy that the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency Act, which was far advanced when we left office, has now been tabled. The opposition has serious reservations about many aspects of this bill. This act attempts to give state of emergency type powers to the security forces without having to declare a state of emergency and make it subject to parliamentary review. This raises a number of concerns and risks. The power to seize and detain property without warrant and the new criterion for arresting without warrant are recipes for abuse of power. We went this way before, Mr. Speaker, with the Suppression of Crime Act, and it didn't work. Mr. Speaker, this new bill would give police powers to the military, which is something that has always been avoided. The curfew regime being delegated to ground commanders is dangerous and should continue to require the permission of the minister. On average, 1,470 murders per year during the 2008 to 2011 JLP administration, compared with 1,128, 342 less per year on average during the PNP administration. And at the first year of the current JLP administration had 1,350 murders. I really hope that the Prime Minister has disabused himself of this idea of murder being higher under the PNP.
If you want to live safe in your yard, if you want to be able to fall asleep and let your door open and wake up in the morning and still be alive, you cannot make the mistake of putting in the PNP.
All of us in public life must be held accountable for what we say. Truth matters. We don't have to make a partisan. There are a lot of issues we can differ on and we can campaign on. But citizen security and public safety should not have to be one of them. Murders had started increasing sharply in Area 1 from around this time last year, which is why the public would have been relieved to hear the minister announce in his 2016 sectoral presentation that, and I quote, "We will be expanding MOCA West. A mobile reserve West will be established. Additional training space will be created in Western Jamaica. A Coast Guard base will be established in Montego Bay. The amount of officers in Western Jamaica will be significantly increased." Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, these measures have not been implemented in any real way. So it is not surprising that the murder rate continues to climb in Western Jamaica. The Minister of National Security's presentations are typically full of announcements and bombastic rhetoric. Mr. Speaker, the most potentially game-changing announcement was the promise of unprecedented resources for the fight against crime. And let me quote the minister. "We as a government have decided to make tackling crime our #1 priority. Hence, this administration is going to, over a 3-year period, make the largest investment in the national security apparatus in our history. Never before will so much be invested in ensuring our peace and safety. We are not talking millions, but billions. What we have seen is a reduced allocation. In 2017-18, the total recurrent and capital budget is 60.7 billion, a reduction of 4.1 billion from the 64.8 billion in 2016-2017. How can the government state that tackling crime is its #1 priority and then reduce the budgetary allocation for fighting crime? Other promises from last year: inmates will be dressed in brightly colored suits, electronically monitored as they work in communities. No sign of these. We will roll out more mobile police stations. No sign of these. We will restart the graduate entry program, not started. We will review the police book of rules and ensure each officer gets a copy. Officers still don't have the book. We're purchasing dogs from Cuba. No sign of Cuban dogs. A national CCTV is coming. No standards. We're moving to engage retired policemen and women, business people, and civic-minded Jamaicans on a voluntary basis to become special district constables. We will utilize the database of the FLA to invite licensed firearm holders to join this corps of volunteers. We have heard nothing further on this. We will be increasing the number of vehicles that will be converted to use LPG. We're seeing a 60% savings. This has not happened. It is the same 2 vehicles the JSF has operating on LPG now as it had a year ago. We will seek to have an increase in the mandatory minimum sentences. Nothing has come to Parliament. Minimum sentences for gun crimes. We will seek to have all gun murders classified as capital murders. Nothing has come to Parliament.